Welcome to Morning Glory Farmstead. My name is Lolly, and this channel is all about gardening, animals, and nature. Y'all, this is the Hum Butter GreenStalk, and I named it that because this is for the hummingbirds and the butterflies. And I have been seeing a lot more butterflies hanging out on the GreenStalk Garden Patio, and also a lot of ladybugs. Look at these vibrant colors, you guys. How beautiful. And here I've got some of my smaller varieties of tomatoes popping up, and check out this sunflower. Y'all, I've got 3 on the GreenStalk Garden Patio that are just volunteers that were dropped by the birds. And here's the beans. They're looking awesome. There's more every single day. And here are the baby birds. Y'all, look at this red bee balm. This is the first time I've seen it bloom. I planted it last year after they had bloomed, so I had to wait, and they are gorgeous. You guys, all my dogs love blankets, but I tell you, Bailey and Crumpet are obsessed, and they love to play on top and underneath and hide, and they think if they're under there, you can't see them. It's so cute. Their tail will be sticking out. Y'all, the girls are putting out the eggs. It is that time of year. And Mako is up here waiting for me to get out of the GreenStalk garden so he can go get those mealworms that I put out for the wren. He's hopping all over the place saying, hurry up. Y'all, it is as hot as a Father's Day on June 17th. I amused myself, but y'all, it is so hot out here. So I want to say happy Father's Day to everybody, and also to remind you that GreenStalk is having their Father's Day sale through the 20th, and they have blue GreenStalks for the special occasion, and they're at a deep discount. Plus, you can use my code to get 10 bucks off. So y'all head to the description box and use my code, all caps, Lolly10. All right, I'm taking a little bit of a detour here. Not only are we celebrating Father's Day for Pops and my son-in-law, but it was also my birthday and my son-in-law's birthday, and we have the same birthday. So every year we get together and do kind of a combo of Father's Day and birthdays. And y'all know I don't eat a lot of sugar because of health reasons, but I'm on antibiotics right now. So honestly, it's kind of a safe zone. So I ate a piece of this sour cream butter pound cake and this chocolate cake from Costco, and they were delicious. So the grandkids came over and played outside, and we just had a little bit of a celebration together outside, keeping it simple and having some really good cake and good times together. Except for the surprise snake under the chicken water, which my son-in-law helped me take care of. My goodness. I started thinking about how small spaces make special places, and that is the case for this GreenStalk garden, which is an 8x10, but also the way I feed my birds out the kitchen window. And y'all, I've got another chicken that comes regularly now besides Pigeon. So I think I'm gonna call that my chicken window instead of the kitchen window. But anyway, that's what this video is about today. I just wanted to encourage you guys that if you don't have a whole lot of space, you don't have a whole lot of money, you can still create something special in a small space. I've said this before, not to compare yourself to other people and what other people have in their gardens or the types of bird feeders that they have and things like that. In this video today, I put some seed on the ground just to show you what comes out in the morning in that one spot without a feeder. Now I have my feeders going too, so there's a lot of other types of birds on those feeders, but if you just throw some seed on the ground, let me show you what you can attract. Okay, so I put down some sunflower seeds and some safflower and a little bit of millet. And of course, we're going to get the doves. I always have a lot of doves. Mary, I think you said they had a blue hue, kind of. And I do see a little bit of blue in these doves here. They're absolutely gorgeous. Now, if you look in the back, behind the bird bath, you're going to see a male towhee. This is kind of a special treat. They're usually kind of hidden out of the way where you can't see them very well. And then, of course, because that's a special treat, Pigeon, who is always around, is going to come and get right in front of him to block the view. Thanks a lot, Pigeon. I love my little Pigeon, though. She is the sweetest chicken. Now, this area gets overgrown really easily this time of the year. I'll have to cut some things back, but there's going to be a lot of flowers that are growing up from the bottom that are going to really hide this area from me. So I'll have to get more creative with the angles that I choose. There's going to be some really tall yellow flowers that start appearing soon. And although it makes it a little bit more difficult for me, it's really great for the birds and all of the creatures that eat in here because it gives them coverage and protects them from other predators, especially the hawks. This is Sunny. I've talked about this chipmunk in some of my other videos, and I'm waiting to see if we have any smaller chipmunks that show up because after about 25 days, those little ones are out on their own. All right, here we have the blue jay. Let me give you just a couple fun facts about these guys. I love them. Number one, because they make a very distinct sound when there's something wrong going on, and so they alert me to when the hawk is out here trying to eat all these birds, and so I can run outside and scare the hawk off. So I'm grateful for that. Now remember, blue jays are not really blue. I've talked about that in the past. It's the way the sun reflects on their feathers. So they're not actually blue birds. They actually have some type of brown melanin, but it's the way the sun hits it. And also they have those black streaks on their face, and do you know they're actually distinct to each bird? And so they believe that that actually helps them be able to recognize one another. I tell you, if it wasn't for science, you would not be able to convince me that that was not a blue bird. All right, here's the tufted titmouse again. He's just a very small bird, and he takes one seed at a time. He needs to learn about efficiency. He gets worn out pretty quick. Okay, so on the left and the right, we've got two male cardinals, and in the center, we actually have a juvie cardinal. So she does not have her colors yet. She's got just a tinge of red. You'll notice that the beak is brown. That is a telltale sign that she is a juvie. This is a great opportunity for you to see her really well. And remember, you guys, the whole point of me showing you this, it's a lot of fun to see all the different creatures, but I wanted to show you how I've created a special place in such a small space. So this is probably 2 to 3 square feet. I've just thrown some seed down. There's no fancy feeders, nothing like that. As long as you have good seed, they will come. And you just need to put it in a place that you can actually see from your window so that you get the benefit of feeding them. You know, I've been feeding birds for about 9 years, and I will be honest, my strategy was always to make it easy for the birds, and then I would just get to see them whenever I went outside or when I was in front of certain windows and things like that. This is the first year that I have really strategized on how to get the most bang for my buck for myself. by creating a smaller space. I have so many feeders. You guys, I probably have 25 more bird feeders in the shop down there. But I'm trying to keep a smaller space so that I get the benefit of seeing them, since I'm the one that's paying for all of this seed. So they're still getting to eat, and I do spread the feeders out a little bit here by putting it on the ground and having different feeders, because it will get very crowded. But they're still coming, and I'm getting much more enjoyment from this than I did when I had 35 feeders up at one time. And that is no joke. In fact, I think the most I've ever had up was 40 feeders at one time. They were all over the property. They were in front of every single window, and most of them I wasn't even able to see throughout the day. Y'all should be able to see here that we've got 2 of the juvie cardinals eating. Now, over to the left, I just saw Moo, and that is a little mouse. I've named her Moo. Mookie was what I called her, but Moo is just easier. So I call her Moo. So let me give you a little bit of information about mice. Now, they are rodents, obviously, just like the chipmunk is considered a rodent. And what I find interesting is that they carry diseases. Obviously, you don't want to touch them or their feces, yet they are considered delicacies still in certain countries, and they eat them all the time. They're also given to snakes and other animals as a source of food, and people also keep them as pets because they get used to being handled just like rats, and rats are super intelligent. I won't get into that today, but they make great pets. So this is Mookie, and she is staying out of the limelight there because she has to protect herself from predators because she's so tiny. They actually have really poor eyesight, and so they have to rely on a really keen sense of hearing and also smell. That's what protects them from predators, and that's how they find food. So you guys just remember that small spaces create special places. That can be a reading nook, your bird feeding area, your garden, maybe like a prayer corner. It can be different for everybody. But remember that bigger isn't always better. And sometimes it takes out that element of why something is so special when it just keeps expanding. And then it goes from being something that you enjoy to being something that could even go as far as being burdensome. And you don't want that. So again, just do something small and special and keep it intimate so that you can actually enjoy it without it taxing you too much. There's nothing wrong with expanding, but just keep in mind, the more you expand, the more work there is to keep it up. And especially with gardening and bird feeding. You know, with gardening, there's more prep work that goes into it. There's more harvesting. You've got to save it. You've got to eat it. And there is nothing wrong with that. These days, we probably need as much as we can get. But we also have to do it within our means, whether that's the finances, the space, the physical limitations and abilities that we have. And with bird feeding, you know, you've got to pay for the bird seed. You've got to pay for the feeders. You've got to keep them cleaned and keep it going because the birds begin to rely on this as a resource. Just keep in mind, intimacy is a good thing. Small, cozy, intimate. Those are key things to keep in mind. And I hope you guys learned a little bit today and enjoyed this video.
All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope you're enjoying your spaces that are special to you, no matter how big or small. I'll see you real soon in the next video, and until then, y'all have a great couple of days. Bye-bye.